From the moment we enter this world, we are wired for one thing above all else: connection. It is our most primal, fundamental human need. Before we can speak, before we can walk, before we can understand the world around us, we understand the language of touch, the safety of being held close, the warmth of a caregiver's embrace, the gentle rhythm of a heartbeat. This is a biological imperative. Our survival depends on this bond. We arrive vulnerable and dependent, and cry out to be seen, to be held, to be loved. We live in a world of profound contradictions. We can turn on the television and be inundated with images of violence, conflict, aggression. This constant exposure has a numbing effect. We have normalized violence as an acceptable part of the human experience, but show an image of genuine, tender intimacy. And suddenly the room gets quiet. People shift in their seats. There's a palpable sense of unease. We learn to armor up, to protect our hearts from the perceived threat of being seen. We fear judgment. We fear rejection. So we hide. We pretend we don't need anyone. This creates a culture of loneliness where people are starving for connection but too afraid to reach for it. We must have the courage to question this narrative and ask ourselves, why is it easier to hate than it is to love? For too long, we have been at war with our own bodies. We are bombarded with messages that tell us we are too much of this or not enough of that. Let's dare to see our bodies for what they truly are: miraculous, resilient, and beautiful. They are the sacred vessels that carry us through this one wild and precious life. They are, in their very essence, designed for connection. Our bodies are instruments of love, designed to feel the warmth of a hug, the gentle brush of a hand. Reclaiming our bodies is an act of defiance. It's a revolutionary choice to accept ourselves, imperfections and all. When we learn to love and accept our own bodies, we open ourselves up to a deeper level of intimacy with others. We can show up as our authentic selves. Imagine a world where we celebrated our bodies instead of shaming them. This shift in perspective would change everything. When we hear the word intimacy, our minds often jump straight to the physical. But true intimacy is fundamentally about being seen and known for who we truly are. It is the courage to be vulnerable, the willingness to be honest, the safety to be ourselves without fear of judgment. At its core, intimacy is built on a foundation of trust. It's knowing that you can fall apart and this person will sit with you in the darkness until the light returns. Vulnerability is the currency of intimacy. It's the act of taking off the armor we wear to protect ourselves and saying, "This is me, this is my story." True intimacy happens in that space where we dare to be seen, and the person across from us dares to see us, and we both choose to stay. This is the kind of connection that sustains us. It's the kind of love that makes life feel not just bearable, but beautiful. Life is full of moments that wound us. We experience heartbreak, loss, failure, and disappointment. These experiences leave behind invisible wounds we carry long after. But healing rarely happens in isolation. The most profound healing comes from the gentle, steady presence of another person. The healing power of intimacy is grounded in our biology. Safe, loving touch triggers oxytocin release, lowering stress hormones and promoting trust and security. Loving connection is a natural antidote to stress. That's why a simple hug can feel so powerful after a hard day. Intimacy doesn't erase pain, but it changes our relationship to it. It reminds us we're part of something larger. Our pain is seen and shared. In a fractured world, the healing power of holding on and being held is one of our greatest sources of strength and hope. Relationships are living, breathing entities that require constant care. Intimacy is the water and sunlight that allows a relationship to grow strong roots. It transforms connection from something fragile into something resilient and enduring. Couples who cultivate intimacy become true teammates. Each time we share something personal and receive empathy in return, we lay another brick in the foundation of our relationship. A deep well of intimacy makes challenges less likely to break the bond. Instead, they become opportunities for growth. It's the small gestures, a thank you text, a shared laugh, a hand squeeze during stress, that weave a resilient fabric of love. By prioritizing emotional and physical closeness, couples don't just survive, they thrive. They build a partnership that is loving and life-giving, Our need for affection and touch isn't weakness. It's a biological necessity deeply embedded in our neural wiring. Love, kindness, and physical affection don't just make us feel good. They actively rewire our brains and bodies for greater health, happiness, and resilience. Studies show that regular hugs can lower blood pressure, reduce heart rate, and boost the immune system. Affection acts as a natural stress buffer. When we engage in acts of kindness and connection, our brains release dopamine and serotonin, a natural antidepressant cocktail. This is why spending quality time with people we love can be such a powerful mood lifter. Connection is a direct pathway to joy. This science confirms we are not designed to be isolated islands. We are designed to care for one another and to connect. If we want to create a culture that values intimacy, we must find the courage to have conversations we've been taught to avoid. Topics like love, desire, emotional needs have been shrouded in secrecy for generations. This silence breeds misunderstanding, loneliness, and fear. The antidote is open, honest conversation. This starts with getting honest about our own needs, desires, and boundaries. Then comes sharing that voice with others. These conversations might make our hands sweat and hearts race, but they're where real intimacy is born. They won't be perfect. You might stumble over your words. That's okay. The goal is genuine connection, not flawless performance. Each truthful, compassionate conversation chips away at the culture of shame. In these brave, messy conversations, we find our way back to each other. We stand at a crossroads. We can continue down the path of disconnection, fear, and shame, or we can choose courage, vulnerability, and wholeness. We can see love and intimacy not as weaknesses to hide, but as our greatest strengths, the very essence of our shared humanity. Let's teach our children that it's brave to be kind, strong to be vulnerable, and that their bodies are worthy of love and respect. Let's create communities where honest conversations about our emotional lives are welcomed, where love is inclusive, compassionate, and expansive. Intimacy is the thread that weaves meaning into the fabric of our lives. It transcends differences and unites us in our shared human experience. Let us have the courage to embrace it, to nurture it, and to see it for what it truly is, life's most beautiful and precious gift. Let's choose connection. Let's choose love.